Hello and welcome to your D2L tutorial. This tutorial is going to focus on how to use the locker in D2L. So you have access to SkyDrive through your school board email account, and you have access to your M drive when you're at school. Another way that you can save files and access them from home and then upload them very easily to your ePortfolio and to the Dropbox whenever we get there will be to use your locker. So in order to use your locker, you're going to go up to the assessments globe and scroll down to the second option, and the second option is your locker. And I want you to think of your locker the way that you think about your actual locker at school. So when you have your actual locker at school, you can put your files, your notebooks, your books, and everything else into it, and that's where you store all of your belongings. So your locker on D2L is just for you. This is just like your M drive, except that you can access it from home, and you can access it from the library, and you can access it from any computer at all, as long as there's an internet connection, and as long as you remember your login information for D2L. So when you go to My Locker, you have three options. You can upload files, you can create a new file, or you can create a new folder. Since right now your locker doesn't have anything, it would be a good time to create some folders if you know what kind of work you will be uploading to your locker. So if I was a student, I would create a new folder called writing work, create, and there it is, writing work. I would create a new folder called reading responses, create, there it is, right down here. I would create a new folder called science work, create, it shows up, and so on. You can do it for every subject you have, or you can organize it in whatever way is the easiest for you. So I'll just make one more. I'll make a math problem solving work folder so that if you are creating things on Smart Notebook or you're creating files on Microsoft Word, then you can save them to here and you know where to get them. Of course, if you create something in Smart Notebook, you won't be able to open it up at home unless you have Smart Notebook on your computer, which you probably don't. So it's easiest to use Word or to create a new file. So if you're going to upload a file, this is a file that's saved on the computer right now. So you're going to need to choose a file. So select Choose File. You'll go in. I may be let's see, I'm going to upload, I'll upload one of these files, September newsletter. So I'll choose that. There it is. It's ready to upload. I can upload more than one file at a time. I could upload a whole bunch, so I just select Add Another File. I'll add in the Human Body Learning Experiences file that I created for your lessons. If I realize that I don't want to upload something, I just remove it. So I can keep uploading. I'm not sure if there's a limit on it. If you want to add a description, you can. You probably don't need to, since I think you probably have a good idea of what's in your own file if you have labeled it properly. So it's a good idea when you're giving a title to your file to call it something that describes what it's about. If it's the title of a story, that's a great idea. If it's a math problem, then you should maybe give it the date and write what the math problem was about. Once you've done all of this, you're going to choose a destination. It automatically chooses My Locker. But you can go, instead of just to your locker, you can put it into a specific folder. So, since I have two unrelated things here, I'm going to remove one of them and I'll leave science. I'll choose my destination and I will drop it into science work. Select the folder, upload, it's doing its thing, and there it is. So now we're in the science folder. So whenever I click on that, it'll download on your Windows computer. You'll have your little box show up here that says it's downloaded. Do you want to open it? You can say yes. I'm on a Mac right now, so I'll double click that. And here we go. There it is. There's all of the work that, that was prepared for science. So close that up. Oops. Let's get rid of that. And that's about it. If you want to go back up to your parent folder, that's just your main folder. You can see everything again. You can move files around, so you need to select it. So we'll say move. You can move it. I can drop it in here if I wanted to. I don't want to. You can edit what it's called, or you can delete it. So if you have one that you never use, or you created it by mistake, or you made a problem, an error with it, or there's a problem with it, you can delete it. You can edit the title. And that's about all there is to Locker. So this is where you can go to grab your files. So whenever you're finished here, you can go on and do the rest of whatever it is that you need to do in D2L. The only other option that I do want to talk about in another minute or so, for another minute or so, is new file. So it creates an HTML file, and an HTML file is basically just a web-based file. It doesn't use Microsoft Word. So if you have a reading response and you want to do it, jot some ideas down quickly, you would name your file. So reading response to ways to stay creative, which is a poster that we'll be looking at in class. And then down here, edit contents, I can do all of my writing, and I can select advanced if I want to add in pictures, if I want to add in any kind of media or stuff, if there's a video that I want to add or a link to another website, I can do that. Of course, I can drag and make this bigger as well for description. Description is just something that will help you to find what it is if you haven't labeled it well. So here I can type in, so this would be my reading response. This is what's going to be saved as your file. So this sort of replaces Word for just some quick note jotting. Create, we'll create the file, and now here it is. If I want to move it, I'm going to click on it and then select the arrow and say move. I'm going to drop this into reading responses, click move, and that's it. It's been moved successfully. So it's in here now. When I go into reading responses, I can open that up and edit it from any computer anywhere with the internet if I have my login information for D2L. So that's all there is to your Locker. Your Locker is a place for you to store things. It's not something that you can share with me. The only way that you can share it with me or with someone that you're working with is through ePortfolio, or by adding it to a discussion that's going on. So make sure, as always, you log out and have a great day.